let's name some other functional groups. The folks at IUPAC have assigned priority to the functional groups in order of increasing priority. And to date, we've only been talking about halides and alkanes. And these have the lowest priority, so it doesn't matter how we number them. However, in naming alcohols, ethers, and amines, each of these has a higher priority than an alkyl halide or a regular alkene or alkyl substituent. And so we have to assign their priority, and the numbering that we assign to them is a function of their priority. So let's name an alcohol. If I look at this alcohol, for example, we circle the longest continuous carbon chain, and we would have substituents that include tetramethyl and an alcohol group. What changes relative to alkene or alkanes and alkyl halides is that for a high priority functional group, we always assign carbon, the lowest possible carbon, to that functional group, even if the sum of all substituents ends up with a higher number. That's the one exception. So because this alcohol is a higher priority group than these methyl groups, the alcohol group gets carbon 1. That makes these two methyl groups at carbon 4 and these two methyl groups at carbon 5. So this would be 4, 4, 5, 5 tetramethyl. Now, the other thing with alcohols is that instead of putting the name of this functional group as a prefix on the parent chain, they become a suffix. That is, they become the name of the molecule. So for alcohols, these are alkanols. So in this case, because we have 6 carbons, this would be a hexanol. Now we might want to put in, between the hexane prefix and the all suffix of an alcohol, the number on which that alcohol is positioned. If it's on the first carbon, that number is superfluous. Alternatively, we can put that number in front of the hexanol, like this. So this box at the end, this can be either a 1-hexanol, or it can be a hexane 1-all. Notice we drop the vowels so that we don't have two vowels together, and that would change the sound of the name. What about ethers? We name ethers as alkoxy substituents. Okay, and they have a lower priority than alcohol, but only just. So for example, if I were to look at this alkyl group, again, we circle the longest continuous carbon chain, which is a butane. And now this other substituent has 3 carbons on it, so it's a propyl branch, but it has an oxygen, so this becomes a propoxy branch. And because the oxygen is sitting on the first carbon of that propoxy group, it becomes a 1-propoxy group. So this would be 1-propoxy butane. If I were to change that ever so slightly, and put an alcohol group on here, the alcohol group gets the low number, and so this would become 5-propoxy pentan 3-all, okay, or 5-propoxy 3-pentanol. Okay. Hope this has been helpful in naming ethers and alcohols. You can read about amines in your textbook. We will not spend a lot of time naming them, so if you have difficulty, please don't hesitate to come and see me. Thanks so much.